Hey, it's Amber,
And
and
Jessi.
welcome back to our show. We're here again to give you leverage and operation tips to help and grow your business. And today we are going to talk about something that I get asked a lot, which is what do I give my admin? Or my admin is not doing enough and I don't know what else to do. Or do I even need an admin? How do I train an admin? All types of things. So we're just going to kind of chit chat about that. And neither Jessi or I are under one direct agent. So we've gotten to have relationships with a lot of you guys. So we've kind of seen it all as far as personalities and things like that. So let's just jump right in and start talking about the admin role. So Jessi, what do you think is most important when someone decides to hire an admin in order to try to get that admin up and running? Like, what do they need to do
Yeah.
first?
So before you hire anyone, um, I would highly suggest doing what is the unique ability activity. And I'm going to share this with everybody in the email that goes out with the video. But it's 4 different levels of activities, ranging from unique, excellent, competent, and incompetent. So basically, if it's your unique ability, you love to do it, it brings you joy, and you're really good at it. If it's an excellent activity, you're really good at it, might not enjoy it a whole bunch like you did that first one, but it's still likable to you. Competent activities are things that you are like barely scratch the surface knowledge level, and you're really not that great at them, and you really don't like doing them. And then incompetent activities are activities you experience failure, frustration, stress, conflict. You're just beating your head against the wall. And you hate doing them because you're not good at them, but you feel like you have to be good at everything. So the first thing you need to do is realize that you have activities you're doing that are on all of these levels, and you need to get rid of some of those. That's why you're hiring an admin.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a super simple activity. You literally list everything you do in a day. Like everything. I don't care how small it is. Be as specific as possible. And then you separate them out. I like taking a highlighter, like different colored highlighters for example, and highlighting like, okay, this is something that I consider to be my unique ability. Okay, different colored. I don't like doing this. I don't want to have to do this. This is what I need help with. And then as you're sitting down and interviewing people and posting your job opening, you already know what you need them to do instead of hiring somebody and then having them go, okay, what do I do? And you're like, I don't really know. I don't know. I haven't thought that far in advance. And then it just becomes frustrating for both of you because you feel like they should be doing more. They feel like they should be doing more, but haven't gotten any instruction and they truly don't know where to go because you say, well, I don't know what I need you to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, in my opinion, that is where you start, and it's going to set that foundation when you need
Mm-hmm.
a strong foundation for an admin.
I agree. And just to kind of piggyback on that, a lot of times I'm hearing agents think that they need all of their SOPs done prior to that admin hire, and then they get frustrated out because that's not their natural seat. Most the agent brain and the admin brain is completely different. So what you can actually do is wait when you get your admin in and let your admin build your SOP. Because one, they're going to be super detail oriented because that's like kind of the admin brain, and they're also learning along with it as they're creating the SOP. So any steps that are left out, you just have them add those back in and boom, you got your SOP. So maybe your next hire, you'll have it. But I wouldn't put so much pressure on yourself. And I see that a lot of trying to get all of these policies and procedures done prior to the hire. You're hiring the person because you need help with those types of tasks. So I would definitely do the unique abilities because then we could just kind of, it could be simple things that are driving you
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Having to go to the post office, having to make bank runs, follow up calls, all of your little client things that you would like to do to nurture on your client. You may enjoy doing those, but maybe it's getting out of hand and you got too many and you can split those things. So there are a lot of small things that I think that agents sometimes don't think about, and they're ready to instantly get into all the big projects. But if you do
Mhm.
unique abilities, you can go ahead and trim down all of the small things, and that's probably half a day's worth of work for someone right there, just on all the little things, the small things that you don't have time to do or you don't enjoy doing. So,
Yeah. And that kind of piggybacks onto, as Amber said, the admin brain versus the agent brain are very different. All of our
yeah.
agents are tending to be on the achiever scale, like of the strength, the Clifton Strengths test. A lot of them come out to be achievers, which is they have these big ideas. They keep running with it. They're just ready. Sorry, activator, not achiever. Activator. So they're having all these big ideas. They know what they want to do. Um, and normally in those situations, some of their competent to incompetent activities are things like making the SOPs, because
Mm-hmm.
it's frustrating to have to sit down and write every little thing out when you know what you
Mm-hmm.
want to do next and you know
Right.
what big project you want to tackle, which
Mm-hmm.
brings the admin, which is the achiever brain, because they say, okay, for instance, like if Matt and Kelly were to come to me and say, this is the event we want to have, this is kind of where we're going, then it's
Mm-hmm.
my job to let them go ahead and move on to something else.
Mm-hmm.
And me sit down and think, okay, so we're going to need this, make my checklist, plan
Mm-hmm.
it, get it all the little details together, because
Right.
that's my unique ability,
Right.
my excellent activities that I
Right.
like.
Right.
So that really, you don't necessarily think that they are super different brains, but they really are.
They're very different. Um, the agent brain, yes, is definitely more of a visionary. And then, like Jessi said, tons of ideas, creatives, lots of
Mm-hmm.
projects. Um, the agent is constantly moving because that's how your business is going. Like you're getting all these calls and texts and emails, and you're having to go drive here, there. So your multitasking level is like super high, which is great. And but a lot of times, once your business is getting to where things are falling off of your plate, then that's when you need to kind of bring in someone else to help catch those balls that are falling. And then, like Jessi
Mm-hmm.
said, we enjoy those things. We enjoy a good list. We enjoy give us the project, let us break it down, and then we'll get back to you. It's almost like you give it to us and we try to make it better because we're going to go through and just really think it through. You may have the big idea, but then we're like, what kind of plates do we need?
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
going to chunk it down into all the different levels.
and you can't get there as the agent, not have any plates at all. And like, oh, I didn't think about that because you're constantly going, 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 going.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is just huge to acknowledge that the admin brain versus the agent brain is two different brains, but they complement each other so well. And I mean, just having someone to support you and take care of those minor details, um, I mean, it can 100% grow your business. And I also want to say it's not just an in person admin. I have had great success with virtual admin. We have several that work for the brokerage. And, if it's great for like the price point, it's pretty expensive to hire an in person. We instantly think that we need an in person admin, but the cost and the taxes and all that goes with having to, support that
Mm-hmm.
in-house person. Sometimes that's overwhelming because we all know the real estate business, it's up and down, and it's kind of hard to pre-plan for prices and things like that. But virtual is a great start if you're kind of uncertain and you don't really want that added stress yet of meeting payroll and doing all of that. You can
Mm-hmm.
get a virtual assistant to help you, and there's still tons of things they can do to take off your plate despite not being in the office. So, um, anything else you want to add? in that
Well,
area.
and I think it's important to remember too. So, like, okay, we've built this really great foundation. We've thought through what we need. We've hired the perfect person.
Mm-hmm.
When you all get to know each other and really start depending on each other, you're going to be amazed that over time, your admin is going to think of things and have them done before you need them. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how many times now that I've gotten comfortable in my role, somebody on leadership will say, "Oh, well, we need to do this." And I just hand it to them
Mm-hmm.
because as admins, we anticipate your needs.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a very beautiful relationship, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, it's the predictability that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Like, once we've had to search for something and dig and try to figure it out, we're big on creating a system where we don't have to do that again because, like, we enjoy it that first time, but we don't want to have to dig and hunt and do all of that the next time. So usually we already have that on file. So a good admin, yes, is going to try to think ahead of time and pre-plan and predict upcoming things based off of your business, your personality. Yeah. And if you have an admin that's not a good fit, that happens as well. And I recommend if it's not a good fit, you want to go ahead and cut ties because you do work hand in hand. You work so closely together. It's not really a good
Mm-hmm.
role as far as when you're an agent, because like really it's only you so if you're working with someone that you don't enjoy, that's not gonna
Yeah.
be that's
Mm-mm.
not gonna be fun either.
No.
So don't do that. Don't do that. Um, okay, so I also think like as admin, like we use a lot of tools and systems in order to keep ourselves organized. So
Mm-hmm.
what would be Jessi would be considered like top tier max level organizational. Like I am nowhere near. I'm more systems based. Jessi is top tier, just boom, 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 boom. So what would be some of the current things you're using right now that is keeping you on pace and keeping you on track? Because if you don't have an admin, maybe you're still in the admin position yourself. Maybe you're agent and admin. So how can we help, that person?
Yeah. So I have two things that I really love and rely on. And the first one is Trello. You can get a free account, sign up for it, and it's literally SOPs. You can put them all out. If you're a very digital minded person, you don't necessarily care to like keep to-do lists and stuff on paper. Each day you can put your to-do list in there. You can keep track of so many different things. And we can absolutely do a podcast on Trello if you all want that. Like, let us know. We'd be happy to, because we both really utilize Trello a lot. But my tool that I could not live without, like I get so excited talking about this, okay? My tool that I could not live without is a to-do list. Every day, a to-do list. And I have tried virtual to-do lists on paper, like make little cute to-do lists, all that kind of stuff. And in 2024, I have developed a new to-do list system for myself that I absolutely love. And y'all are going to think I'm an absolute dork because I'm going to be so excited about it to share it with you. But I get two different color Post-its. And at the end of every day, I look at my calendar and I look at the things that need to be done, whether it's this day of the week I do this activity, these are the projects that I have ahead of me. And I sit down with my little Post-it notes, and pink is tasks, yellow is appointments, and I write each thing gets its own little Post-it. And then I organize them on my desk and I try to do chronological order, like put my appointments in at the right time. And the most satisfying thing is number one, when you get finished with a task, you can take it off and you can see that you're making that progress, which is going to motivate you to keep going. But another thing, once you finish that and take it off, crumple it up and throw it away. It is such a great feeling. Like, I cannot express how good of a feeling that is. And I know that's corny and dorky, but sometimes you just need that little bit of a jazzy serotonin boost to get you through to your next task. Because every now and then as admins, we run into okay, we've gotten into a pattern and we need to spice it up a little bit. We all need a little bit of spice.
Mhm.
So my biggest advice is find a way to do a to-do list that works best for you. I don't care if you set reminders on your phone, if you do just the traditional piece of paper, handwritten list, do my post-it idea. It doesn't matter. But that is my absolute biggest tip and tool is to have a daily, this is what I'm doing to-do list in front of you.
Okay. I think that again, I told you that Jessi is max level on organization and things like that. Me, on the other hand, I am a standard Trello number one for sure. Even when I'm just brain dumping, it's a good place to brain dump. So definitely
Mm-hmm.
check out Trello, Trello. Google it. Like she said, it's free, and you can just dump tons of stuff. But we would love to like do a session if there's any interest in that, and we can help you out. I am also like I'm a pen and paper like person as far as sometimes I'm kind of all over the place and just be able to jot things down and cross them out when I'm done. And then, I mean, I guess basically it is similar to Jessi because I like tearing my
Mm-hmm.
paper out after I've marked everything off. Weird, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And
So
even the marking through is like a little, so
yeah,
exciting.
yeah,
So,
satisfaction of completing things. So another thing, I think we've talked about it before, Google Calendar. We could not survive without Google Calendar. Those of you that are not using Google Calendar, I highly suggest you try it. It is a
mm-hmm.
game changer. You put everything on there. Put your business stuff, but put your personal too, your medical appointments, your kids' ball games, your date nights, put it all on there so you can really get a look at what your day is looking like, what your week is looking like. A lot of times we only use a calendar for big things like vacation or travel, but there really is a system where it's supposed to be no white space on your calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Every hour should be blocked, whether that is rest time, decompress time, personal time. Like it's not necessarily that you're filling your calendar with tasks that you are not going to do, but fill your calendar. It really goes hand in hand with the unique abilities of when you're going through that and making a list of everything that you're doing, you could also go ahead and plot that out on your calendar. What would an ideal day look like for you? Do you lead gen in the morning or do you do it in the afternoon? Put it on your calendar. When do you like your showings? Put that on your calendar. Even if you don't have a showing scheduled, you can take and make a batch, like that from 1 to 6 is when I do showings, and that's just blocked off that's that time. That way, when something
Mm-hmm.
comes up, you can, I have it as an app on my phone. I have it on my computer. I have it on my laptop. All my devices have my calendar on there. Once you get an admin, you can share your calendar with them. It helps them know
Mm-hmm.
if you're available, if you're not, why you're not responding. We can just see, like, oh, she's in a meeting, so she's not going to be able to get back to me until,
Yeah.
an hour or so. So I highly, highly, highly recommend a calendar. And the reason why I'm big on the Google one is its ability to be able to go across all platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fact that I can get it on my phone and I can get it on my computer, I can get it on all these different things. Like that is, I think that's what I like the best versus when I was using a paper calendar. If I left it at home, I am like totally messed up. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. So being able to just log in and locate my calendar, like it's great. That's
Yeah.
great.
And I love the customize, like how much you can customize your Google Calendar because one thing that Matt Brown had taught me was like labeling and going by color. So people know, like, okay, I need to schedule some time with him. He has this green block, so that's definitely not going to be able to move. But he has this brown one, so maybe I can talk to him about can we fit in there.
Right.
And as Amber said, when you need to have one regardless, but when you get an admin, it is very important for you both to have one and share it with each other. That
Mm-hmm.
way, the agent's going 18 million miles an hour and they are, trying to get a hold of the admin. Well, if they've sent the admin to do something and they're not necessarily at their computer or whatever, they can be like, oh, wait, let me look at the calendar real quick.
Right.
Or they forget that the admin's not going to be at work that day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's why they're off. Vice versa with the admin to the agent. I think it's absolutely a necessity.
Right, for sure. Definitely. Okay, well, that's our tips for today. We would love it if you let us know something that you want to know more about, something you want us to talk about or look into and chat about. We've kind of got a diverse set of experiences because
Mm-hmm.
we've kind of been around all different areas and things. So we've probably seen it or heard about it. So if there's any type of admin questions, leverage questions, operations questions,
Yep.
systems questions, platform questions, command questions, anything, brokerage questions, classes, any of that, let us know what you want to know more about, and that's what we'll talk about.
Yep.
So thanks.
Thanks. See you next time.